Hello, Darvas trading fans. If welcome to another video here, and except instead of it being a weekend review using weekly charts, we're gonna do a monthly review using monthly charts. Yay! Um, it is today is Sunday, December 29th. It's just about 12:29 p.m. during lunchtime. And, because we're near the end of December, I like to review monthly charts. Now, few traders out there tend to do monthly charts. They tend to look at their dailies, intraday, maybe weekly at a stretch. But it's amazing how many big picture items you can pick up when you look at charts on a monthly time frame. Multiple time frame analysis. That's one of the tips and tricks which a lot of long-term successful traders use. Okay, it looks great on the daily. How does the weekly look? Okay, the weekly looks okay. How does the monthly look? And so on and so on. How does the quarterly look? How does the yearly chart look? Now, sometimes you don't really need to get into a yearly chart, but it's amazing some of the insights you can get when the signals sort of line up for that. And again, I am a signals trader, so I'm looking for market signals and then Darvas box setups. It's pretty consistent and repeatable. And that's the other key is building your system to make it consistent and repeatable as possible, because consistency you know is all about getting the odds in your favor. So, for anyone who's never seen one of my videos, I'm an independent investor trader. I've created a unique trading system based on the book How I Made $2 Million in the Stock Market. Then I've added elements of other systems, a lot from the strategy. But overall, I've really created my own system, and it works for me. And I strongly suggest you work hard to create your system that works for you. I've got 6 different stock lists, and we're going to probably look at the main 4 today. And but again, yeah, this video is going to be on monthly charts. Excuse me, I need some water. But we'll get into it here and take a look, and hopefully you get some insights on this particular time frame. All right. So one thing that you'll see on my charts is I've got box ranges, which is based upon the Darvas theory, Darvas books. And then I also color code my charts with different colors. Like these light grays are inside bars. Inside bars are inherently 50-50. It's where the market can't make up its mind. And basically you trade whichever way the next bar takes price. Okay, there's a bullish one right there. But I also have other colors as well, which, are helpful in giving me signals on what to do. Because it's not really about the signal, it's about the reaction to the signal. What does the market do in reaction to that signal? And that's all there is to it. So signals and reaction to signals. And if you can diagnose and define what's a signal for you, man, you're going to do so much better. All right, let's get into it. List 1, indexes, AMZ. On the monthly chart, this is MLPs. They do income linked to oil and gas. We had a box breakout right here, and now a big pullback, but it's formed an inside bar. So next month, we're going to see, is it going to resolve and keep going lower? Or will it go upwards? Or maybe will it form another inside bar? And when you get multiple inside bars, that means price is getting tight. And it means probably the reaction after tightness is probably going to be more powerful whichever direction the market decides on. Here we go. Again, monthly charts. ARC. So this is where Kathy Wood had her time in the sun, right in here. And then, well, like everything it's gone nowhere ever since. However, we got a box breakout right here because, the market was really good the last couple of months. And, but here it's beginning to push back a little. But right now, Kathy Wood is doing good. Here's something that's not doing good: oil. So the oil market has been in a downtrend for the last, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, for the last 10 months, downtrend. Now, why? I have no idea why. But we see it on the chart here. It peaked back in, what is that, April or so? And it's been going down ever since. And look what we got here. It formed a valid box. We got an inside bar. And here we go. The reaction to that inside bar, it broke downwards. And now oil's in a bear market. Energy. So if you're bullish on energy for 2025, I might try and talk you out of it. Did you know that energy has been in a bear market for the last 10 months? Well, if you didn't, now you do. Now, what's been in a bull market here is the NASDAQ. So NASDAQ, we had the start signal. There's a yellow bar right there. Yellow bars in my system are very bullish. Buy signals, yellow bar, and then you see these orange ones. These are hammers and shooters. Hammers are bullish. A shooter can be potentially bearish, but either way, if the top end of a signal gets hit, or let's say the bottom end, that's a signal in itself. Because if you're expecting higher and it triggers lower, well, boom, there you go. That tells you, market telling you what to do. In this case, prices keep going higher. So are there any warning signals or anything on the NASDAQ? No, not really. It keeps marching higher. Pretty clear, huh? Now, I'm just going to switch it back to the weekly view. And weekly view shows a little bit of, potential selling here. We had some weakness, but again, price hasn't really come down, dropping. And do we look for confirmation on the monthly? Yeah, look at it. I don't see anything particularly bad right here. Do you? So we'll see what happens. Ethereum, crypto. Well, it went up and now it's come back down. It's really, on a monthly basis, not really doing much. Yeah, this is a nice run from 20 up to 34, whatever. Not bad, but it's still within its range. Now, we do have signals here on the lower time frames, but on the higher time frames, there's nothing special happening in Ethereum. FFTY, proxy for growth. We had a signal here. It triggered barely here, started moving up, but then volume analysis. It went up on volume, and then the seller stepped right in and said, thanks, but we're going to bail. And it really takes the wind out of the sails on this one. Yeah, sure, it's positive, but I don't see any mega breakout like, growth stocks. Now, this may continue higher because it is technically a valid breakout, but, nothing too much to get excited about. China. Sideways in a big monthly box. It tried to break out here. What did they do? They sold hard. They sold it hard in this breakout. And ever since then, 2 months of going sideways, not doing really much of anything. Maybe it goes higher, maybe it doesn't. But I see no reason to be bullish this area at the moment. And again, lower time frame, we saw buy, sell, and then here's a little bearish bar. But again, the big picture, are you bullish on China? Why? Maybe it's some fundamental thing that you're bullish on, but the charts aren't telling you to be bullish. At least not right now. It showed that they attempted to be bullish and got smacked. Here we go, gold. Gold is still doing okay, but we got a little bit of a 50-50 signal here. It started moving back in here, broke out. Look at a nice run. And this is basically going to tell you, is that lower edge time to get out? Well, volume's kind of low. Anything on the weekly? Oopsie, wrong view. Anything on the weekly? Well, Sell signal here, sell signal here, but overall it's been sideways. So that you see how this plays in with the multiple time frames? But this may, in January, this may come to a head and want to come down, maybe come back down to this moving average. So how would you interpret this? As bullish, bearish, cautious, sort of medium? This is why multiple time frame analysis can be very important and very useful. High yield bonds. Okay. High yield bonds is showing a little bit of weakness on the weekly. On the big picture here, it's got a huge box range because of the panic back in 2020 COVID. And it's really done, not much, a lot of sideways, but yeah, it came up here, but now it's sort of pulling back a little, but nothing crazy, like no huge warning signals. But on the weekly, there are some things on the shorter term to be concerned about. Insurance. So we had a bullish signal here. It failed. Breakout here on low volume. So it's going up, but yeah, you see how it got pushed back almost this big bar. They almost took it all back there. But does that mean it's going to keep dropping? Yeah. Doubtful. Very doubtful. It's probably just going to keep grinding its way a little bit higher. Bitcoin. Okay. This was a bigger problem. Look how it's coded. And by the way, I don't change the colors on this. I have the conditions programmed in, so the computer program automatically changes it if the parameters are met. And right here, that is a bearish shooter bar, an inverse hammer. We had the big breakout in Bitcoin, but then, no, look at that. The seller stepped up. I don't think Bitcoin's going to 1 million anytime soon. So bulls, you might want to temper your enthusiasm. Here's your line in the sand right here. If it loses this low, well, then you've got a definite sell signal. And I just created an alert right there. How many of you are still bullish on Bitcoin? Well, I'm bullish, I guess, but this combination here doesn't look good. But again, the signal, we got to see what the market's going to do in January. This might be a fake signal, or it might signal but then not trigger, and price could still go up. But this is a warning sign right here. It's just a warning. It means pay attention and prepare yourself. Yeah, you may want to sell your Bitcoin and Bitcoin related stuff. And that'll affect Bitcoin equities as well. So make a note, you heard it here first. Bitcoin is putting on a bearish signal. Potential bearish signal. Software, up. Moves up, but again, volume analysis. Big green followed by the same big red. Yeah, maybe software is not going to continue. That would probably indicate more sideways. Because it's like hitting the gas, then hitting the brakes. Gas, then brakes. Now the opposite can happen also. But when you see those lumped together, that tells you, that gives you information, that gives you insight. Okay, here's a weakness. Home construction. So we've got the breakout right here. It moved up. It's struggling in here. And then it formed an inside bar. And there you go. It plopped to the downside and failed. It also failed the box level right there. So you got two bearish failures. Volume's a little light, but again, bearish failures. You see that setup right here? Well, how did it look on the weekly? Oh, weekly box range and a box breakdown right here and here on big red volume. So you see how these two time frames play out? Should you be bullish on housing? No, I don't see any reason to be bullish. This has failed. This has failed. The only thing that could be bullish is if it goes sideways and then meets the parameters of forming a new box range. However, the lower edge hasn't stopped going down. I usually require at least 2 bars afterwards. And, this is in a downtrend. So avoid. Chart interpretation. Did your chart analysis lead you to that conclusion? If not, then I hope I showed you something new. Okay, microcaps, box breakout. Volume's low, but it's holding. Nothing real crazy. Maybe it'll stick. IWM, breakout and then a failure. This index just is the worst. What is that? Healthcare. Interesting. So, healthcare. We had, let's remove these. We had the yellow bar buy signal. Box breakout here. Everything looks great for healthcare. This big box range, yeah, man, we should be buying. Moves up, forms another box, breaks out again, and now 1, 2, 3, 4. It's pulled in for the last 4 months. Last month it formed a bullish hammer. Did it trigger? Nope. Instead it failed. That's a bearish signal on its own. And look, red, red, red. Money's coming out of this sector. I don't know why, but it looks like a lot more money's coming out than coming in. Weekly view. Ugh. Box breakdown. Look how ugly that is. Red, 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 red. I don't know. Maybe this has something to do with the new administration coming in, or maybe there's something else. Maybe the American consumer is tapped out. I don't know. But healthcare is going through some challenges. And look at that overall trend. This is back. It started moving up when that prick Obama totally turned healthcare upside down. Although I'll give them a little bit of a pass because the legislation was really written by healthcare, lobbyists like United Health. But this is interesting. If this fails and turns back down, that'll be pretty amazing. But I don't know yet. Transports, monthly chart. Well, breakout, but now it's coming back in. But so far, it's slightly bullish. Equal weighted NASDAQ. Not indicating anything too crazy. Looks like it's got one more bar for that. QQQs. Similar to the NASDAQ. Here's your start signal. Buy it, hold it. It keeps going up. There's a bullish signal. It triggered bullish. Keeps going higher. And one could argue that there's a little mini box right in here. Yeah, I'd argue that. But yeah, technology, bullish. RSP, S&P 500 with less technology. Well, this is interesting. Yellow bar signal start gun. But notice here, yellow bars are not 100% guaranteed. Nothing's guaranteed. There was a signal there that failed. And then it signaled again, and this one stuck. Going up. Then another breakout here with volume, and then a signal. It keeps going up. But running into a little bit of resistance here. Something to keep an eye on. RTH, retail, very strong. Probably because Amazon is in this. Breakout, up, signal, breakout, up. Nothing crazy there. Short-term bond rates. When this goes up, rates are going down. When this goes down, rates are going up. This here is a failure right there. And because of that, yeah, interest rates have been going up. And at the moment, I would argue that interest rates are going to go up further. Maybe this comes all the way back down to here. Boy, wouldn't that be a hoot? But if there's a warning shot for equities, this may be it. Semiconductors. So a lot of talk about how semiconductors hasn't participated in the rally, especially when you compare it to the NASDAQ. It's been going sideways, but it's sort of holding up. But now we're getting here in inside bar. Maybe they're ready to make a decision on semiconductors. The problem is which way? I don't know. So let's put alerts on here, and we'll put an alert on here. Now I'm prepared. I know exactly what to do, which way this is gonna go. Easy. You don't need to do any crazy things. Don't need to look at moving averages. Don't need to do anything like that. Just use the bars. S&P 500 keeps going up. SPYs, yeah, matching S&P. This sentiment on monthly doesn't do a lot. Oh, well, maybe on this one. Currently, monthly sentiment on stocks above the 40-day. The number of stocks above the 40-day is really low. How about stocks above the 200-day? Well, that's still relatively decent, 44%, but woof. In the short run, it's not looking good. Monthly chart on the tan. Solar, I laugh at solar. Box breakdown right there. Are you looking for items, stocks or sectors to be short to hedge your gains? Well, there it is. Box breakdown last month, and it's slowly moving down further. Enough said. What does anything more need to be said? Or do you think that this is a time to be buying? Well, if you say yes, it's time to be buying, I would disagree. TLTs, again on interest rates. Here, let's move this up a little. So I circled all these hammer patterns because they all failed. Failure. 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 Well, this one didn't really work. It triggered for a nanosecond up here. Then this one right here, failure. What happens? Price keeps going down. What happens when price goes down to here? Yeah, rates are going up. That's my conclusion. The VIX, came out here, got everybody nervous, then blammo, back down. But now it's getting really, I don't think they know what to do. There was a lovely signal right here. Again, that inside bar. And if you saw it, you prepared yourself for what happens if it triggers higher. Well, if it triggered higher, look how high it went when people got really scared. If you played VIX options, you could really make a lot of money there, some buying volatility. The winning trade is to sell volatility, but every now and then when you buy it, if you hit it right, you can make a fortune. VNQ, REITs. Well, this isn't so good. That's a box breakout failure right there because it failed this lower edge. All right, that's a negative. And energy, XLE. We know oil's in a downtrend. Well, oil stocks like Exxon, Chevron, whatever. Well, had a box breakout here, but low volume, and now, it's taking it all back. I would probably expect this to have a box break down and price to come down a bit. But we'll see what happens. Financials, up, well, a little 50-50 bar there. Utilities had a wonderful buy signal here if you were watching utilities. And maybe you work a full-time job and all you want to do is trade sectors. Well, you can trade using monthly charts. You buy it here, you put up with this chop here, it goes up, and now that's a pretty big down bar. But otherwise, nothing crazy in here. But weekly has a box breakdown here. So again, multiple time frame analysis. All right, so that's indexes. Let's get into, probably took too much time on there. Let's get into the stocks that are on the list. I have not changed any of these around. These are the lists from my weekend review. So we'll just see what the monthly charts say. And on some of these, I don't have any boxes drawn whatsoever. Interesting. Broadcom, that's probably something like this. And I'm spitballing right now, but yeah, probably. That would make sense as a breakout right there. Then up, 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 up. But basically, you can see it. Green, 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 green. Is there any monthly warning signals, anything? No, looks great. Box breakout, up, up, great. Although this red is a little bit worrisome, but with how extended this big bar is and the ranged against the Bollinger Band right here, this looks normal. Bros. Anybody long bros? Well, you could have bought the weekly breakout, but here's a monthly breakout. This is probably going to be one of the winners of 2025. Circle it. Look at this. It's barely moved this whole month of December. Barely had any selling. Chewy. Let's see. Where would I put this? There's no boxes here. But we got some bullish. Maybe this goes. See how that's a 50-50 bar? Well, set your alerts for the top. If you want to buy it, if you're bullish on it, there's your mark. Decker's box breakout. Anybody buy Hoka shoes? Well, that's that company. What do we got here? Google. Google's got AI, right? Look at how exciting. Box breakout. IonQ, one of the quantum names. Look at the signal it gave us. A yellow bar buy signal right there. I did own this, just not long enough, and I stupidly sold it at the election. But look at that. That's amazing. No barrel signals or anything either on this time frame. This one here had a box breakout. See the pink bar signal? Well, where was your mark to buy? 41? There was a mark to sell also, but that pink bar says sit up and pay attention. Something's going on. And the market decided it wanted to go up. So your mark was 41. And look here, on the weekly chart, yeah, you had a box breakout with a yellow bar signal, went up this crazy day, but then it came back up and worked its way back up, and now box breakout. What was the mark? 41? Well, there you go, right there. See how the time frames can be interlaced like that? PLTR, very bullish, up, 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 up. Green, 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 green. Overall, a very nice run. Roblox. Now this is getting interesting. This is bullish on multiple time frames. You should be circling this stock as one that maybe you want to own. Look at that. It had volume green come out, stopped at red, but then just kept going. So if you were a doubter, your buy mark was 55. And it's at 59 right now. RBRK, I am long this one. And that looks wonderful. No signals, no boxes, but it's relatively new company. But Reddit also looks great. No boxes on monthly, but again, it's a relatively new IPO. RGTI. Hey, look at that. It had a box breakout on the monthly chart, and then blammo. 3 to 17 in a month. Pretty impressive. Now, the question is, should you be selling it here or anything like that? No. Who told you to sell? Are there any sell signals here? No. On the weekly chart, are there any sell signals? No. in my opinion, you stay long until you get a signal. Otherwise, you'll be selling in this in the 7s or the 10s or the 11s, and you'll miss out of it going to 17. Whoop. SE, I am long this one. Just moves steady eddy higher. No signals there. Shop, buy signal, breakout, looks fine. Snow, I thought this was forever going to break down here, but look at that lower edge. It held up, and now a yellow bar buy signal, but it's pulled in some. Still not the greatest chart or anything, but it did not sell down in this plot. It did not fail here. So it's got some life, but we'll see whether it's going to pull back all that way. SOUN, I could bet you I could draw that. Yeah, right there. Look at that. Box breakout. Boom, boom. Who told you to sell? Spotify. Box breakout here. Just a wonderful stock. Look at this trend line. I drew this for some reason way past, but look how it's just following that. Awesome. I stumbled across their story on Twitter, and there's a lot there. Apple tried to strong arm them, and they fought back and won. It's really an amazing story. Square. Are you bullish on Square? You should be. Box breakout and doing a little pullback, but this is bullish. But put this on your list. I've just made a note here. Put this on the bullish list. Sure, in January it might pull back, but it might keep going higher. Walmart, look at that. Box breakout, up, 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 up. Any sell signals? Nope. All right, that looks like a pretty good list there. Let's go to bullish signals. Apple, box breakout here. Up, 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 up. Just a hell of a stock. I don't know if Apple, it seems like their innovation is lagging. The phones seem very plain and blah, but from a stock point of view, there's nothing wrong with it. AEHR, nothing really showing here. Now what's interesting is this had a buy signal on the weekly, but the monthly doesn't show anything. So how bullish is this really? Should you put your hard-earned money into this trade? I would argue it's sort of bullish, but big picture, it's very blah. I don't know if you'd agree with me. Maybe your heads are nodding. Maybe they're not. I don't know. A-Lab, up, 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 up. Who saw this coming? Well, not me. But, this happens with newer stocks. They don't know what it is, then somebody figures it out, and then the market decides they want it. But like Reddit and Rubrik, there was nothing in the way of patterns or signals to tell you to be buying that one. Oh, my chart's all messed up. ANET, see it had a stock split here this month, so that screws up all the boxes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete drawings. I'm going to delete them. All drawings on number 6. And you see, I still have, what's on number 7? Okay, that's it. I'm going to delete the ones from board 7, but I do have board 8. That one's got to be undone also. Darn it. To all be redone. That's all right. There's not really all that much on this one. And look just how this is just steady eddy, up, 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 up. You've got to be patient with this one because the average ranges are high, but the overall trend is up. So, oh, this is interesting. APP. Green, 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 box breakout. This shake and bake in here screwed up so many people. But now look at that. Now we have a valid sell signal on monthly chart. Now we don't know if this is going to trigger, but if it does, you can't say the market didn't tell you ahead of time. There it is right there. Heck of a trade from, what is that, 40, let's call it 45. 45 to, if you sold it right there, 45 to 309. Excellent return. This one, another quantum ARQQ. Look at the volume come in, but no real box patterns or anything. I wouldn't put this as a number one. DJT, I'm long a little bit of this. What I don't like is big green followed by big red, but we got an inside month, and what I'm looking for is a breakout over that number, and it's gravy if it goes above that. So there's your two big key lines. GE. If you just trade on monthly time frames, you can find big winners. Yellow bar buy signal and with a breakout, up, 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 up. Yeah, you could have sold right in here. That's probably the mark to have sold. You would have gotten out at 171. You'd have been in at, call it 65. Almost a triple. Not bad. Plus you get dividends. This one, hedge fund manager Lance sent me this idea. I love the big green, green, green. Morgan, going up, no big signals. You had one pink bar there, but it triggered upwards, not downwards. All right. That's where the market wants to go. Sounds good. Meta. It's funny. People may argue the breakout now. The real breakout was back, 4 or 5 months ago. But slowly climbing higher. And you know what? On volume. Let's go back in history a little bit. Look at this. Remember when Meta was struggling and they sold it down bigly in here? So I drew a box, but the box took a while for the bottom edge to form. It formed here, and then this was above it, and this was above it. And remember, tight, tight, 2 inside bars. Then it broke downwards. Big volume here. But this right here, you see that? See the sequence? Big sellers followed by buyers stepped up. The big buyers said, wait a minute, these sellers have overbaked it. And ever since here, when the big sellers stepped up, Meta's been going steadily up. Many times volume will tell you your trigger. Now, hopefully you're shaking your heads up and down that, wow, I just learned something new. Volume analysis is a very important part of chart analysis, chart interpretation. NVIDIA. Box breakout here, box breakout here. Formed a box here, low volume breakout, but it's still up. However, I would put this as dangerous because normally on a breakout, week 1, week 2, week 3, if it's going to fail, it'll fail on week 4 or bar number 4. In this case, that means January. It's not a guarantee, but if it's going to happen, then it's going to happen in January. So we'll see. What is this one? Oh, this is one of the quantums. All right. So I would probably draw a box like this. Box breakout. Can you see right here? I like to have a couple bars in a row when setting the top. It formed a top one right there. Tried to break out here, and now there's a real breakout. Pretty good. Now, is this going to keep screaming higher? That'd be doubtful, but we'll see. Another one. Like, come on, man. That looks pretty consistent across the ranges. This would imply this one has already peaked right here. But I don't know. We'll see. All right, let's look at the last list, the bearish one, and we'll see if these signals are bullish or bearish. So, affirm. Box breakout, very bullish right here. However, on the weekly, we got a pink bar, which is sort of a bearish signal. That's why it's on this list. But on a monthly basis, this looks great. So you've got two pieces of evidence. One time frame that is bullish, and then the other time frame that's bearish. Is that high probabilities of winning if you put your money into it? Not at the moment. You need the weekly chart to resolve itself, and it's about to. So this may start moving up again here in January because the big picture is bullish. That's why multiple time frame analysis. If your daily chart is bearish, but your weekly and monthly chart is bullish, stay bullish. If your monthly chart is bearish, but the daily and weekly are bullish, okay, that's mixed. You probably wouldn't want to have the highest probability assigned to that of winning. So you see the different time frames, they all play into each other. AMD. I'm short some AMD, and look at this. On a monthly chart, it's ready for a box breakdown. 2025 may not be is shaping up to maybe be a tough year for NVIDIA. Not NVIDIA, AMD. Got my stocks mixed up. But either way, that's not a bullish setup. It could hold here. It might hold along the bottom here. But look at this. Any great where's the volume here? Where are the buyers? The last big green was almost a year ago. I'm not enthusiastic for AMD. That's why I'm short. Amazon, box breakout, up. That's bullish. This one, a semiconductor company, tried to break out. I actually traded this up in here, but I got bounced out real quick. I lost about a dollar. And I'm glad I lost, because if I kept it, I'd be sitting on a much bigger loss. Breakout, failure. Now we've got a bearish shooter bar, and the volume sucks also. Big green, no, huge red. Huge red compared to that. No way am I going to be buying this one. I need to see something marked change. In fact, I would expect this one to be going down. ARM, struggling along this top edge, but otherwise nothing crazy. ASTS, the retail favorite. Inside. Ugh. Another inside. BLDR, housing. On the weekly, this one is a box breakdown, looks ugly. On the monthly, there's nothing bullish, but it hasn't quite turned full bearish yet. However, if this keeps going down like it is, January, February, this one might be in a world of hurt. Interesting, huh? Caterpillar, weekly box breakdown. On the weekly, this is a box breakout failure on the monthly. Not good. Warning signs. Kava, I'm short Kava. And you know what? I shorted it here, this box breakdown. I've noted the red, but this is just a weekly. Now play into the monthly. We got a Shooter bar. See how this all plays together? Shooter, triggered, down. This is probably going to be a nice successful trade. That's the market telling you what to do. Okay. CEG came up, gave a hammer signal. Boom, box breakout. Should be bullish, right? Came down with another signal here. Now, normally the trigger is right there. Uh-oh, it's going the other way. Is that super bullish? No. Is that super bearish? No, but it's tilted toward maybe down. And remember the utilities, the utility group as a whole had a box breakdown. So we'll see, not looking too hot. Coin had a great month, but now it's given it back. I don't see anything either yes or no on that one. CORZ, it gave a weekly signal to get out. The monthly is still a little bit in doubt, but if you haven't sold already, well, there's your line in the sand on that one. Costco, well, doing fine. CVNA, getting a little hot, a little pullback here, but overall pretty good. Back to volume analysis. Have these buyers back here bailed yet? I don't see it. All these big buyers are still long. Dash looks fine. What is that? Dell. Got some big signals back in here. But overall, Dell looks okay. Sort of sideways, trying to make up its mind. Where are they going to put it? DHI, housing, breakout failure. Signal here, down. Again, housing, we know housing is weak. More evidence. This one, ESTC, box breakdown. Signal, get back in. Signal, pull back inside. This one's sort of a mess, but it could turn out bullish. GH, bullish breakout here. Now the pullback back into it. I've said on prior videos, I think this one needs, a number more months, maybe 6 more months, because this trend line needs to stop pointing down and level out, maybe start going up. So mark your calendars for June, July on this one. What do we got? Hood. Yeah, looks all right on the monthly. The weekly's a little tough. But if you can sit tight, that one looks okay. IoT. This bar, not looking so hot. Len, home builder. Look at that. Missing the box. That should be right here. There you go. What is that? That's a box failure. Again, more evidence on housing. Housing sucks. Defense, there's your signal right here. Sit up, pay attention. Oops, yeah, time to get out. MNDY, signal to sit up and pay attention. There's your trigger to get out. MSTR, well, Michael Saylor might be super bullish, but the market, the Bitcoin market might be a little different. No big signal here, but in January, if that holds up, well, there's your line in the sand. Micron technology not doing so hot, but sideways. But if this fails, remember that semiconductor is trying to make up their mind? Well, see if that happens. Otherwise, it might be looking like that. Net box breakout. Doing all right. I think the market cap on this one is stupid, but all right. I don't care what I think. NOW now, up. Here we go. Steel. I'm short steel. How bullish are you on the American economy if steel is in a box breakdown? Parts of the economy are struggling, or they're flashing signs that things are not okay. Maybe that's a better way to say it. But either way, that's a box breakdown. Box breakdown on monthly, box breakdown on weekly. How bullish is this for the economy? Not very. Oracle, pink bar warning signal. If you're not out, pay attention. This could go higher next month in January, but that's telling you to sit up and pay attention. Oh, Pan W also screwed up my boxes. This one goes here. Darn splits. Yeah, that's about right there. And where was that one? Something like right there. All right, that one's not so bad. Oh, wait a minute. Do I have more? Yep. And there we go. Phew, saved the day. Slightly bullish. But no crazy signals in there. Ferrari, yeah, box breakout failure there. Rivian, that's a new box. You see it formed a high, and now it looks like these lows are going to stick. So there's your new box range. I'd be more excited on this one if it didn't have 1 billion shares outstanding. If this had 100 million shares outstanding, I'd be all over it. But 1 billion to go up $1 is equal to $1 billion. It's what I call a big fat whale. No thanks. Root, box breakout inside, double insides. It's getting tight in here. It doesn't know whether to go up or down. Stinger, yeah, oil tankers going down. TEM, this one's bearish on the weekly. Yep, you see selling, big red bar. TMDX. Many FinTwit people were buying in this big white bar sell signal, and they've only gotten run over because they were going, this is a great company, I'm long, I'm buying for the long term. Yeah, you got run over, boy. And it doesn't look like it's going to get any, better anytime soon. But hope for the best. Tesla. You guys all want to know about Tesla. Okay, Tesla on a monthly chart. This is the prior all-time high. So it's doing great. You had a yellow bar buy signal here. But beyond that, there hasn't really been a whole heck of a lot going on. No signals. So we'll see what happens. I bet you this probably hangs around this 420 mark for a bit longer. Uber, sideways. URI, well, pulling back, not great for the economy, but not awful at the moment. VST, forming a 50-50. And there's a mark right there. Keep an eye out. Keep an eye on that in January. And with that, we are all done. One last thing on monthlies or yearlies. If you want to look at annual EPS on the S&P 500, well, you can see PEs and forward PEs. I marked a time when PEs were dirt cheap, 2010, 2011, 2012. Now, PEs have been getting expensive, and the market is relatively overvalued here at a 27. So we need to be careful that, if a pullback does happen, well, there's not a lot of value to cushion a downtrend. The big value was down in here, So, beware that if a pullback does happen, things are relatively ripe for it. So that's what I wanted to show you on that. All right, well, that's what I got. I hope you enjoyed this video and maybe even learned something new. Talk to you later. Have a great 2025 and a great trading week next week. Bye-bye.